Mrs. Maggie here from Onondaga Free Library. It's so good to see you again. I am going to do a quick craft video, and today we will be making little ladybugs, and these are actually made out of egg cartons. So I'll show you all the things. First, you'll want some paint, so I used, what colors do you see there? Maybe you can tell me what colors I used. Black, white, and red. So I have some black, white, and red paint. And I have some paintbrushes that I'm using. I used some tape, some clear, Scotch is a brand that people usually refer to as this tape. It's just called translucent tape. And also egg cartons. Some of you may be surprised that egg cartons are actually not recyclable in Onondaga County. So if you go to ocrra.org, you can look up a list of all sorts of things that are recyclable or not. Egg cartons are not recyclable. Frozen food boxes are not recyclable, and clamshell containers that we put that we buy from the grocery store that have berries and things, those all are not recyclable. And it actually is more work for the recycling company to take those out of recycling. It can actually contaminate an entire thing of recycling materials that would then go in the trash. So it's always better to double check with your local recycling agency and see what is recyclable or not. Ours in Onondaga County, again, is ocrra.org. So it's great to give our egg cartons a second life, since we're going to have to throw them in the trash. So the first thing I did was just cut out a part of the egg carton. And parents, if you have little ones still learning how to cut, it's great practice for motor skills to practice with scissors. You can just cut and trace something and have them cut it out. It's great for building those motor skills to help their fingers eventually get ready to learn how to write. But so you can see we have a little egg carton container. And then what I did was I cut up a little bit of the flap. You can see that came from my eggs. I cut a little bit of that off, and I'm going to make a kind of circular cut on one. And that circular cut is going to end up being my ladybug's face. And then you can see I'm just going to cut off where I cut that circle, and then I cut the rest in half, and those are going to be my wings. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just paint it all red. So I'm going to get my red paint out and paint everything that nice, beautiful shade of red that we see with ladybugs. You can see. This might be a great opportunity to talk about colors with your kids. Do they know what Roy G. Biv is? Do they know how light interacts with our eyes and how we perceive color? Maybe you can talk about animal vision and how different animals see different things. You can also, of course, talk about insects. We're making a ladybug, so maybe what insects come out at different times of the year, or what ladybugs eat. All sorts of different things about ladybugs, and there are some really great resources where you can research these topics. You can go to Onondaga Free Library's website. It's oflibrary.org, and go to the homework help section. And there's all sorts of great links so that you can learn some really fun facts together about insects or light or whatever it is that interests you, color, whatever it is that interests you, to learn more. So I am almost finished with painting these pieces of red, and then I'm going to get my black. So here we have a red wing, a red wing, a red body here, and then I'm going to get my black paint. And if you look at the one I painted before, I am going to paint the face part black now, and I'm going to make some polka dots all around. The great thing about acrylic paint is it dries so quickly that by the time you're done painting something, another piece is probably already dry enough to start on a different section. So here I have the black face painted, and I'm going to paint some polka dots onto my body here. And if you have a rounder brush, it might be a little easier. Or sometimes what I do is I take the tip end of the brush and I just push there, and then it's round and it kind of already makes a little round shape. And if you didn't have a paintbrush at home, you could do this. You could finger paint. You could use the tip of a pen even. Or from my last video, we used forks to paint. So you can get creative. If you don't have something at home, don't feel like you have to go buy it. Art is all about getting messy and having fun and being creative and using your imagination. So what can you imagine using instead of a paintbrush? I'm sure you guys can come up with some great things. And then I'm also going to do some polka dots on my wings. So you can see here, I'm making little polka dots on the wings. There. And then once that's done, you're going to take your white paint. You can see here, I did some white for eyes. So you can grab your white paint. And again, for this one, I'm just going to take the paint that's already in the cap, and I'm going to take the end of my paintbrush tool, and I'm going to just kind of rub that around just to get the tiny bit of paint on the cap. And then I take my little piece of egg carton that I painted black, and I'm just going to push on it. And look at that. Now I have two little eyes. Isn't that fun? All right, so now here's our demo again of what I had made earlier. So, and we have our pieces. We have our face, we have our body, and we have our wings. So now we can tape it all together. So get your translucent tape, and an adult might need help with this part. And what I do is I kind of form it into a circle, and I'm going to put it on the opposite end of that face so that the back of the face is sticky. And then I'm going to tape it straight onto my egg carton. If you have used a lot of paint, it might not be dry enough, so you might have to wait to tape it until it dries a little bit more. But I'm going to take the tape again, And I'm going to do the same thing for both parts of my wings. So I'm going to take that opposite end on the wings and push it down. And another one here. And I'm going to press that down. And press my wings right on top, and there you go. I have another little ladybug, so now my other ladybug has a friend. Hello, hello. What other things can you imagine making out of an egg box, an egg carton? I've got lots left, so we could maybe make other insects like a bumblebee, or we could make a helicopter, or maybe some mountains and make a little landscape with mountains and trees. What kind of things can you imagine? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for joining in, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!